Good morning, everybody. It's Stephen Williams, founder and president of CreditRepairShop.com. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about being judgment proof, or, where a debt collector, you could just make them stop coming after you by sending this letter. I've talked about it in other videos before, and one of my YouTube viewers that watched my video and was successful in going to court and stopping a debt collector from coming after her made me aware of this letter that she also found online. And I've talked about it with there's the number one strategy that we use here at the Credit Repair Shop to stop customers from being able to be garnished or to be able to be collected on is to look at the guidelines for being garnished in that person's individual state. Every state is kind of different, but here in Wisconsin we have what's called poverty guidelines, even though you don't have to necessarily be in poverty, but they consider if you don't make a certain amount of money either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, that you just cannot be garnished. And the way that they figure it is they look at your income, and the bad thing about it is they do look at the gross income, and then they let you deduct your children or your dependents that you have in the household. And the good thing about it is that it doesn't have to necessarily be children. It could be if you're taking care of a parent or a relative that's just not able to take care of themselves. Now, it is a lot easier than you might be thinking to stop it. All you have to do is just draft a letter, and I always tell people this: to deal with debt collectors and stuff, you don't need to have some fancy letter. If you know exactly what the law is and what to say, you don't have to have any fancy letter to stop them from either collecting or to stop them from suing you. And so I'm going to run down, according to the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act 15 USCA section 162, but 1692C. And this is actually for a certain state. So one thing that you have to be careful of is that you have to make sure that your state's debt collection practices matches up with what you're going to be doing in the letter. For this state, for this one here, it had Massachusetts regulation 209 on this letter. And the reason why it has that addition to it is because the United States has a Fair Debt Collections Act that's for all 50 states. But states, remember the state people, we have states' rights in the United States. They can put their own law onto it. And let me give you an example. In the state of Texas, you cannot garnish anyone. So there's a Fair Debt Collection Act that covers the whole United States, and that says that if you that you can be collected on if you meet these standards, and you can't if you don't meet these standards. Well, the state of Texas said we don't want to allow any garnishments in our state. And so in other states are similar, and then there's some states that make it even easier to collect where they don't even have to take you to court, like Minnesota. So there's a whole bunch of different rules, but the top layer one is the Fair Debt Collection Act, which says what debt collectors in all 50 states, this is like the baseline of what they have to follow. So now, the type of income that is protected from being garnished, and what you're doing is you're either notifying them if they're trying to take you to court or trying to collect on you. You can notify them right away so they don't spend any more money, and they know up front that you're not going to be able to be collected on. Or if you're in a situation where you're being sued, you can notify them of this information if you fit in one of these categories, that you cannot be garnished, or they cannot be able to get a judgment on you. So if you receive any type of Social Security income, if you're only on Social Security income, you cannot be garnished, or if you get a judgment against you, they're not going to be able to collect the money. If you have survivor benefits, or, where maybe a relative died or your spouse died and you're getting income on a monthly basis because you're the survivor, they cannot take that money from you. If you're on any type of public assistance, they cannot take that money from you. If you're getting unemployment compensation, they cannot take that money. But if the only one, and I've seen this happen before, as a matter of fact, I have an employee from one of my companies where I just received a letter yesterday that they're going to be garnished from, that I have to take out of their check for the state. And this person does not work for the credit repair shop. They work for one of my other companies. But I have to take out 20% of this individual's paycheck every week until this amount is paid. And even though they're working for a company, I've seen it to where even if you did not pay, like you got unemployment and you had anything to do with state or federal, they would be able to take money from your unemployment, or they would be able to garnish any tax refund that you would be having come in. They cannot garnish veteran benefits. If you got any type of railroad retirement benefits, this is like a pension if you worked on with a railroad company. Any type of pension that's private or public, they cannot take. Retirement funds, they cannot take. And if in this state it says if you make less than $550 per week, that goes up and down with different states. And so what you would simply have to do is just notify them. You don't have to be fancy about it. You can just say, according to the laws in our state and according to the Fair Debt Collection Act, that you cannot garnish my wages. You cannot, even if you get a judgment, which they have a right to get a judgment, and they may follow through with that process just to have it on record. So if something happens where you come into more money or anything, that they'll be able to go and get that money. But if you notify them of your situation, it will usually stop everything right at that time, because they don't want to spend more money on having an attorney go to court, paperwork, fees, all that stuff that they have to pay. If they're not going to get any money, they don't want to continue with that. So this is a simple and easy way that you could either stop a lawsuit for collection that's going on right now, or if you just got a debt collection letter from a company and you want to just stop them right away and give you more time to work things out later in the future. This is an option that you can use. But I would suggest that you look up the laws in your state, look at the Fair Debt Collection Act, and then see where you fall in, if you can be protected with either your income, or if you fall into one of these categories on where you're making your money from, or where you're getting your money from, where you just cannot be garnished, or even if they get a judgment, there's nothing that they're gonna be able to do about it. Please like this video. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the likes that I got in the other video. I really, really do appreciate it. From what I've learned, this is something that I should ask for providing content to you for free. And also, if you need any help with your credit, please visit our website, thecreditrepairshop.com. If you need your credit reports and scores, so you can find who might be trying to come after you or trying to sue you. If you want to get ahead of the game, and because you know that you fall in one of these categories, get your credit reports. Please go to the website that I have below, the website link, the number 3 scores.com. and grab your reports. Please subscribe to my channel. Please spread the word to friends and family. And please go back and watch the videos that I have. This is real information, and what I'm telling you is what we do here every day with dealing with customers, not just information. This is real life situations that we deal with. Thank you, and you have a great day.